Hi, I've been forced into this by Christian, God bless him. We're having trouble with his bike not starting, and we were worried about it being the starter motor, but he has a 6-day 2017 model, and really at the end of the day we thought, well, it couldn't be that. So we've done some testing, and uh, this issue started after the bike was washed, so that was a little bit of a telltale sign. But anyway, we've been through it all. The actual button itself, I have had issues with the button, but it wasn't that. We tested it right through to this little contact here. We've took out the fuses. We did a whole bunch of things. We have tested that when we push the starter button, that power does go right through down, and it actually goes down to under the engine here. It's got a little connection underneath the engine here, and that goes to the starter motor. And once we had found that and decided that yes, it's all getting through there, we then tested to see that there was continuity between, or a grounding between the engine itself and the neutral of the battery. And as you can hear, it's beeping, and that's a very basic test to say yes, there is a connection. So we thought, well, what the heck's going on? Eventually we decided to not believe that as much, and we put on our own earthing system between the engine and the actual neutral of the battery, because really you are relying on all your mounting bolts and all your nuts and bolts and bits and pieces, bringing that voltage back to the neutral. So pushing the starter button now, there's absolutely nothing, even though we've tested that there is a connection between neutral of the battery and the engine. But we went one further, and we decided to put on some jumper leads from his car, from the neutral of the battery down to the engine, and we just put it on one of the bolts here on the side. And now if we push the button, there's life on the old bunny. So basically what it is possibly a lot of corrosion over time through all the mountings and everything, and just it needs to be somehow sorted out and cleaned up. And we prior to this, I must say that you're probably saying, well, why didn't you just clean up all these little? There is a neutral cable as such from the frame back to the battery. So we have taken those off, and we've cleaned them up, and we've cleaned up as much as we can see and done. We're not experts, we're just doing this off the cuff. So that didn't work, so that's when we sort of got down to the part of actually running our own neutral from the engine up to the battery. So
and how are we going to rectify it, Dave?
how are we going to rectify it? Well, listen, because we've got to ride literally tomorrow, or the next day rather, early in the morning. We've only got tomorrow, and we haven't got time to strip the bike down and clean things and do the rest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 6mm cable and crimp on 6mm lugs, and take out one of these engine bolts, and put the cable on there and tighten it up nice and snugly, bring it through underneath here to the neutral of the battery, and that'll make sure that we've got a good solid connection between the engine and the neutral, and it's not relying on getting there through the frame and any corroded parts. So that'll get us up and riding, and when we get some enthusiasm and a box of beer, we might strip it down and have a look at it and clean up things and bring it back to normal. But anyway, just thought you guys out there who are having problems and are frustrated by it, this hopefully will help you. Like I say, we're not professionals, it's just something that we've found in the workshop, and we just thought we would share it with you, and hopefully it'll help some people out there. Cheers.
On the 2017 bikes, they did rectify the starting issues a lot with the new design engine and with the way that they position the starter motor inside the engine. This 2017 6-day KTM's done about 140 hours now, and so just through a bit of time, and by doing this test we realised that the starter is actually still really strong, the bike's still good, everything's excellent about it, it's just the connection. So we get that connection sorted, we'll be good to go.